Alright, so yeah, just letting you guys know this is not an actual review. This is just a live stream. This is just my weekend thing. Just my weekend thing. Let's see here. Just woke up and yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Jews. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure it's streamed, yeah. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Alright. Oh, there's one guy. Hi there. Good whatever. Good morning or good evening. Alright. I got here the juzear. I got it yesterday. Did some measurements. So it's on my squig. So I uploaded it last night. Elvis voice said hi. That's X4107. Alright, so yeah, I got the graph. Cody Harbison, hi. Yeah, right. Hello guys. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what I'm doing every week. It's really just about just me chilling. I wake up in the morning and talk about sets that I got for review. So I'm gonna talk about the juzear X zeos defiant. So it's on my squig now, and it it graphs okay. They said it's $100. What was my favorite childhood game when you were a kid? Oh, a lot. Final Fantasy, Tekken. You talk about PlayStation 1. Yeah, so oh my god, what was that? Twisted Metal? I'm not sure if you guys know. I'm not sure if you guys know. We're probably in a different generation. I'd be glad if someone here is from my generation, like PlayStation 1 games. Um, Metal Slug. Yeah? You don't know those? Uh, Too bad. StarCraft. You know StarCraft? And at those times when we play StarCraft, it's connected to like a very old modem. And when you connect it to the internet, it makes this sound like, and then you play multiplayer with your friend, but it gets disconnected when someone calls because again the internet is connected to your phone. Landline. So yep, you probably don't have any idea. Alright, so let me see here. I'm gonna... Yeah, you can... ask me questions about the Defiant. I'm gonna listen to it again just to, organize my thoughts on its tuning. Let's see here. I'm gonna listen to Yoroshika songs this time. All right. It actually sounds clean. And it actually follows my target pretty good. I mean, at least for the lower bass, I know, lower mids. Mm-hmm. So apparently these are priced for like $100, right? Oh. Yeah, I mean, really, my first off, my first complaint about the juzear is really it's actually the treble energy. It's not just a peak in there. I mean, if you can see in my graphs, there's a peak past 10K. It is not a resonant peak. It's a deliberate addition in there, probably to add air or something. But yeah, it for me, it doesn't cut it. The cymbals just don't sound natural. Um, but let me review reviewers. It's not. I'm not gonna review reviewers. I'm just gonna look at how they what they think about the Defiant.
My daughter is being treated for leukemia.
And if I agree
It
with
hit me
their
hard.
points.
It did.
Page you like my bass punchy, tight, enough
This is
weight to make
Tone
male
Deaf Monk.
vocals, make piano, cello, my mid. Well, that's the upper mids I'm talking about. So keep the pinna gain down a little bit, and not make it too forward a presentation. And when it comes to the
Yeah,
highs,
still people are still calling it Pina Gain. But yeah, I mean, not that it matters. It's just that um there's no actual Pina in measuring IEMs because it doesn't pass through the Pina. So I just call it a gain.
I do like my sparkly highs at where
You're a holiday. A dream horizon. My 2 feet
Man,
standing.
really? Yeah, it's $100, but they say it's inoffensive.
Yet to kind.
year's latest I am, and this is a collaboration with comes in two versions. And it's a one you left classic back also the case. So that cable, look, and I
All
can't.
right, they have to cut corners here,
I think
really, to
the
to make
Defiant
it
brings some
sound. I
serious
mean,
goodness
a
to
hundred
service
dollars.
to the awards bit. When I was listening to "Hello" by Adele, the Defiant is good, but Adele's vocals lack a bit of emotion,
Hmm.
and sounds a bit compressed, and that's kind of my thoughts on the mids of this one.
Uh huh.
And also, when I get into that little bit of a comparison to the bottom end bass, I mean, nothing of this I am um, is going to stand out. It is completely unoffensive and it's a very safe tuning. So
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. He's right about it. Nothing stands out really. Because I had high hopes for this. Again, I didn't really like the butterfly. I always go back to the butterfly. I don't know. Man, because I know, like, butterfly, a lot of people like the butterfly, and it's really probably just a preference thing. And I was really trying my best to understand how people like that tonality. I mean, tonally, it was great. Um, on graphs, it looks great, but on listening, it's just, I don't know, like, it's just like drivers stuffed in there. The Dragonfly though is a little bit different. It's a different story because I legit think it sounds good. I mean, the timbre, everything really sounds good on the Dragonfly. And looking at the graphs, um, of like people who had the three, it seems like tuning wise, the Defiant is kind of like in the middle of the Butterfly and Dragonfly. But it's the first thing that really um like the first issue that I found is really the cymbal timbre. Um, yeah, it felt like it's using so BAs. I don't know if you could tell BAs like expensive BAs or just cheap BAs, but I could. It's not as refined. Again, I'm really particular about my symbols. I just and there's something about its coherence that's I mean, hybrids suffer. I mean, they suffer with coherence issues because that's just different transducers, right? You have a BA, you have a DD, and for me, it's like the DD is too thick for for the symbols, if that makes sense. So you really notice that there are different transducers working in there. Yeah, but I'm not saying it's bad because it's $100, right? So they're really, if it's $100, you think of it, like they can't be using expensive BAs in here, or they need to get profit, like the cable is fine. It's um all I can say, yeah, I mean, it looks good. It really looks good. I chose the green one. If you can see that in there. But I'm gonna talk about this more in my review. But if you have any questions, though, just feel free to ask me. Or maybe I'm not burning in. I just got this. Um, yeah. Ugh. Let me see. And for technicalities, I mean detail retrieval, it's fine. It's not really um it's nothing really stands out. But what I'm really surprised though is Axel's review, G's audio. He's praising it a lot.
It kind of blew.
Like it blew him away, and like the mid range, it's so different from my impressions, and like we're seeing a seasoned reviewer in here who's listened IMs and for many IMs, and um I mean, like there are IMs that he likes and I like, so I kind of like we maybe agree on some point. And I was like, why does Axel really like this? And then I checked his squig. Let's see here. A tag, I don't know where it's there. No, probably no. Jizz audio. All right. We have ATEC reviews here. Now, look at this. His unit has a dip at 6K. You know? How? Butterfly? Well, Butterfly too has a dip at 6K. Or maybe it's just really his rig. Maybe it just really dips in there. Huh, interesting. Dragonfly. Oh, okay. So I thought it's just probably his rig. But the dip looks really deliberate though. Man. In my case, I don't really have that dip. It's just a very steady glide in there in the upper mids. Yeah, I mean, the Butterfly has a more pronounced dip. Let's see. Because I was really wondering why. Okay, defiant. It's almost the same as mine. This is interesting. Yeah. Because, I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, we're talking about $100 IM right here.
Yeah.
Resolution punch is way above its price. On my technical scale, I will put it like 20% between the Nova and the Pilgrim. And I will say it can hold its own and it can compete with probably a lot of sets under $200.
Compare a lot of sets under 200. Probably, yeah. But let me see what we have here in the this is $100, right? So this should, in my ranking, this should be with Galileo, Hexa, DZ4, Explorer. Yeah, this price range here needs some contenders really. The Dima Kima Duno Kima 2 sits on top currently for me. And probably Apple Explorer. This can be recommended in here. I don't know, man. But I don't know. Maybe it's just. Let me listen to it again, though. Uh. Yeah, I mean the bass is good. It's really maybe just maybe my my balance target is just not good. Okay. Yeah, it's decently good. How's the bass compared to the Explorer? The Explorer's bass is gonna be great. It's just because of the tonality of the Explorer. It just makes it how do I say? It's a different bass presentation. I'm not talking about the amount. It's really about how it's presented. With the Explorer, the bass on that is comes off as thick, and it's just different. It's here it's tight, and I attribute the tightness to some elevation there in past 10K. It's probably more controlled too. Um, Man, but the symbols, I mean, I'm not, it's $100 IM. I shouldn't be complaining. Probably it was just me last night. Um, but when I was just listening to it, I mean, like the symbols were just, yeah, they were not natural sounding. It probably, I don't know. The more I'm listening to IMs, I should really change my target. The more I actually lean to lesser upper treble energy. Yeah, I just think that a lesser upper treble energy should be lesser. Probably almost the same as the Harman 2019, like that kind of uh, upper treble energy, not the upper mids. That's too much for me. The 3K to 8K, that's too much upper mids. Probably lesser, but the past 10K follows that glide with the Harman to 2019. Um, anything anything above that is just not all, but most of them they just sound they're fine. Maybe they're fine. Yeah, I mean, I was expecting that I would, like as we age, I would lean into a more brighter signature because that's just how our ear cells live. We're supposed to have decreased hearing as we get older, but not in my case. I'm slowly preferring a lesser, brighter signature because I just find that symbols sound more natural without a boost in that area. So if you look at my squig there, not really my squig, just my it's it's Marks. Okay, this side is Marks, but look at their Practifile. I graphed it. Which is interesting though because it actually graphs pretty close to the supernova. Yeah, the seventh acoustic supernova. It's spot on, except for the treble. Except for the treble. Do they sound the same? It's a blind test. Yeah, we should be doing some blind tests really. If, similarly tuned, at least on graphs, sound the same, I'd agree. I'd probably hear the difference. Yeah, if I blind test them. But then again, it's just say, right? I need to test it. Um, but yeah, for $100, yeah, it can probably. This is not my formal review, by the way. This just like first impressions. Only like I don't know, like an hour or two listening with the juzear, defiant. Um, I yeah I you know I'm a little bit more critical now compared to before. I don't know, like before I was like when new sets are coming out, I'm part of the hype train. Um but now, a little bit of not really like yeah, I shouldn't really hype things up. But, we're humans. If we like a tuning, I'd just probably hype it anyway. Um let me try again, like let's say yeah, let me try some oldies here like um hmm Michael learns to rock. All right. They sound fine, yeah. For $100, again, thinking about price range, okay? Uh-huh. Yeah, it's really just okay, man. Let's see. Oh, my sleeping child, rouse it up that you build you. I'm actually looking at okay, interesting. I'm pretty sure they're using
Soundstage is a step.
sorry about that. I'm pretty sure they're using similar drivers from their previous releases, like the butterfly. I'm not sure if it's the same. If it's the same DD. I was just thinking that it really has the same. I got the same impression from. Same impression from the butterfly. It's tonally okay, but it sounds just everything just mashed up. Yeah, it's you know what I mean. Oh, Andy has a review. Let me see. Oh, this is just an unboxing.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since
I don't know. I don't know what Andy thinks about it. It might be just just probably just okay. Because for now, so far, there's only like um Axel and 誰だっけ? Tone Deaf Monk has released a review on them. The DX1 though. Should I put the DX1 in my rec list here? But I don't know what the price is though. They said it could be more than 120, so that's a bummer. Yeah, we really need something between $60 and $120. But that's the thing. Like if you can afford this price range like 60 to $100, $120, just spend extra and get a better quality IEMs for like my next price range, which is 120 and 250. Yeah, because there's just way better IEMs past 150. Like the Slevo and the Chopin and the Cadenza 4. Nova, yeah. Let me see if it's the same with the Nova though. I don't think it's the same with the Nova. Nova is a little bit Harmon. Yeah. The treble should be similar to, yeah. And also, it was really hard for me to graph the Defiant because it has a peak at 7K. I'm not sure if I don't think I tried inserting it. The peak just appears there like every time, so I can't hit the 8K in there. So it's only 7K peak. A little bit different. That peak in there past 10K, that's really breaking it. Yeah, I mean they probably added it for just some air and shimmer, but personally, it's I don't know. It's their collab anyway. Maybe they think that, you know, yeah. Before I thought like good extended treble. It's okay. I thought before, like I thought extended treble is, like boosted in that area, and for sure, you feel like it's really high res and hi-fi, but you realize that the timbre is actually kind of like off, and so that's why you think like, oh my god, it's actually, like it sounds different now because it's hi-fi. You kind of like get that feeling, and when you're the more you listen to IEMs, the more you actually think like, hey, like that boosted treble actually, yeah, it sounds different. It may sound like really clear, but it actually doesn't sound natural. And you realize that high resolution IEMs that have high resolution actually has a timbre that is really close to life, if that makes sense. And that's what I think about higher priced IEMs. The more expensive the IEM is, the more timbrally correct they should be. Okay? Because they're supposed to bring you to that dimension, like when you close your eyes, you just feel like I'm in front of the musician. I'm in front of, like I'm in a studio or something. It just gives you that realism. And if you have boosted treble, it I mean, at first you kind of like, wow, it's different. It sounds good. But the more like you, cause I don't know, cause for me, when I was in the Philippines, I play instruments. I play guitars, and so like I practice play the guitar, pluck a chord, listen to IM with the same chord, and I'd realize like, hey, that sounds different. And so it's like my mind comparing what a C should sound on a real guitar versus a C on a music played by the transducer. And you kind of like, oh, okay, that's a little bit boosted in there, and you kind of like realize, okay, so boosted treble is not the way to go. And I applaud Harman for that. I applaud Harman for that because they didn't boost that area there. Instead, they, like a steady decline. Yes, I just don't like the upper mids, like the 3K, 8K. It's a little bit elevated for me. Um, but hey, Harman is a preference thing. But I applaud their science for not boosting past 10K. So that's what I like about Harman. It's just really the past 10K. All IM should follow that. So, how about you guys? What gear have you purchased recently? I think I'm gonna buy the Apple Buds. I need a new um, sleeper earbuds. I have yeah, I use earbuds actually quite a lot every day. K64K. Can you still buy the K64? Case earphone. Case earphone K. I'm not sure if or they discontinued it or something. Probably not. Shopee. Oh, really? Hmm. Anyhow, yeah, Apple Polar Night. Is it Apple Polar Night? I don't know. Yeah, maybe they sound good. I don't know. Wait. So let's see. I'm just juzear and Apple. I don't think the treble is about the same. Probably not. 5 plus 2, is it? Yeah, kind of. Kind of, yeah. Um, what I'm seeing now is okay, this one here. This is an interesting comparison here. So when you go to my squig and so you pull up the defiant and you also pull up the Apple Explorer. No. Performer 5 plus 2. It's pretty close from the bass until the mids. Like the glide is almost the same. And probably the only difference is where the peak is past 10K, but they're in a similar territory where cymbals sound a little bit grainy or sandy for me. It's worst with the 5 plus 2 because maybe the planners are doing something strange in there. It's better with the defiant. So in that regard, if you don't have money for the 5 plus 2, maybe the defiant is a good pick. But yeah, yeah, pretty close actually. Interesting. Yep, I just realized that 5 plus 2 was. A lot of people liked it too. I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, let me just you know what? If you have IEMs there, and if are you familiar with Matchbox 20? Like, man, I'm so old. And their track Unwell. So you start with instruments playing, and in the which and from there you just know which one sounds off immediately because there's cymbals in there, strings. Okay. Man. And then in like 24 seconds mark, she's he's starting to sing all day, staring at the ceiling, making friends with shadows in my wall. All right, friends with shadows on my wall. And about 33, you'll actually hear drumstick counts. All right, there are 3 drumstick counts. And for me, if a transducer is able to play those 3 counts, I feel like the detail retrieval is like above average, and it correlates to different tracks too. Like you really hear a lot, but not with the juzear defiant. Like I could only hear 1 count. The last one is louder in volume, so I didn't hear the first 2. So yeah, that's why I thought like I kind of like disagree a little bit with Axel's take on the detail retrieval and resolution of the defiant. But you really have to cut corners, right? Like it's $100, 1 DD, 3 BAs. it's not a killer of some sort. Just that my opinion. It can change though. The more I listen to it, and if you believe in burn in, I'm kind of like partial in that. It really, I don't know. Um, I think burn in has something to do with. I think it's okay. I'm not sure if you've experienced this. Um, you hear music differently. Music? No, no. You hear tonality differently all throughout the day. It's crazy, but personally, when I was in Japan, I just heard my IMs different. Same IM. They perceived tonality is just different parts of the day. And I attribute that to your environment and what you do. So when I was in Japan in the morning, I have an IM. They sound okay. They sound bassy or something. Yeah, bassy, balanced like that. Just how it graphs sounds like it. But at the end of the day, when I'm going home, that same IM sounds bass light. Yeah. And I'm like, how, why? Like, is it like the temperature or the drivers or something? And I'm partially attributing that to the kind of job that you do. So at that time, my job, I had to talk a lot, like for 6 hours of, talking, I was teaching kids. So a lot of talking, blah, 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 talking. And, like we don't really, we don't deliberately listen to our voice, but we're hearing it, like your eardrums are processing those frequencies that are coming out from your mouth, whatever you're deliberately listening or not, your hair cells are just functioning or something, right? And you also have like your own voice vibrates or something. So my point is, when my ears are what's that right word? It's like when my ears are working too, like the whole day, because I'm talking, right? Like those hair cells are just vibrating every time because of the nature of my job. And when I listen to that, I am probably my voice vibrates lower, of course, and I just feel like, dang, where's the bass in my I am? It was just, why is this sounding neutral? It's crazy. I don't know if you've noticed that. And, like that kind of experience is repeatable. It's not one time. Like every freaking day, it's like that. And that's all you need. As long as your experience is repeatable, then it's probably true for you. The bad thing is you can't really show science on subjective data. But my thinking is, like, depending on what you do, if it has something to do with a loud environment or you talking, you should be able to perceive tonality differently, I think. And so probably that's why, like with the burn-in, I'm going back to the burn-in, right? So let's say, for example, someone, like they put their IMs on a track in the morning, they listen to it, it's, like, yeah, it's bassy. And then that person goes to work, and I don't know, like maybe he's in construction or something, goes back, listen to the earphones, and oh my God, it sounds different. Probably it didn't really sound different. It's just his or her perception changed because of the nature of his environment where it altered perceiving sounds. And it happens. It happens. That's the best thing I can describe it. Um, because objectively the graph doesn't change. Like I've tried it. Like, oh my god, it sounds bass-like now. Let me graph it again. Nah, same. You know what I mean? And so our minds are playing tricks on us. I might even be wrong with my impressions on the Defiant. I could be wrong though. Like, um, but I'll see. I'll see. Yeah. Who else have grafted though? Again, but yeah, I don't want people to be watching this and thinking this is a review. This is definitely not a review. Who else has Tone Deaf Mog? Hobby Talk. Let me see. Hobby Talk. Yeah. Hobby Talk's rig seems to have the really smooth past 10K though. Like it's always been like that. And so again, rigs, they're a little bit personal, so it's really like how you correlate the findings objectively to the listening impressions. I know my rig, and if it's elevated in the upper frequencies, that's gonna affect something timbrally, at least for my ears. So Tone Deaf Monk though, his rig is a little bit closer to mine. Does he have butterfly? I'm just checking really, yeah, it's almost like the butterfly. Yeah, he also Tone Deaf Monk also probably he was graphing it too many times. He was just, oh my god, where's the 8K peak? Okay, I'll just put it in 7K. Same with me. You can't hit the 8K with this, it's crazy. Interesting thing though, his Defiant graphs very, very similar to the butterfly. But in my case, it's no. Like the butterflies, mid bass and sub bass, they're thicker. Yeah. Let's see. That's my butterfly a little bit thicker, and the dragonfly's the leanest. Yep. And objectively and subjectively, it's like this. So the bassiest is the butterfly, next is the Defiant, and the leanest is the dragonfly. And I think the dragonfly is the most Harman compliant though when it comes to bass, not upper treble. Yep. All right, let me give this a chance. Because really, my impressions can change. Let's see. Let me try. Oop. Ego Death by Polyphia with Steve Vai. Guitars sound okay. Like, timbrely, they're fine. A little bit sharper in the edges. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna give it more time, but it's really just average for me. Um, I I mean, it's not bad if it's average, but if I score it, average is just 2, and it's gonna score like a B. Yeah. Um, but still, yeah. Um, it's safe. I mean, yeah, no peaks in there, but again, when I right now when I'm reviewing IMs, I'm looking at IMs like character, if that makes sense. You know, like an IM leaves an impression on you. Like, let's say the Apple Explorer, when you hear it, it's like it leaves an impression. It has this character to it. Um, so yeah, those IMs are very easy to recommend because you have a reason to pick them, you know. Otherwise, if they're just same with our other IMs, then there's probably nothing special going on about them. Um, yeah. Compared to the Hexa, no, I don't think it's gonna be comparable to the Hexa. Uh, SimGot, is it comparable to the? No, I don't think it's comparable to SimGot. EW300, yeah. I'd probably choose the EW300 to be honest. I'd probably choose the EW200, 300, yeah. Because EW300 is like, I think it has a planar. Yeah, one DD, one planar, and one piezoelectric. Yeah. No BAs though. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, give it a try if you can audition this. Give it a try. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's really not the IM. Maybe it's just me. But hey, I trust my ears too. I've listened to thousands of IMs when I was in Japan, and I just that experience there when I was in Japan, because my wife's constraint when I was in Japan, she always like, I'm going to earphones, and she tells me like, okay, be back at this time. So when I go to, I usually just take the bike when I go there, um, and it takes me like I don't know 30 minutes to get there by bicycle, and I only have this much time to audition IMs, and like sometimes in one day, they have like I don't know 7 or 10 new releases, and I try them and time constraint. I can only listen to them like just first impressions though. So I was like, so kind of like I kind of like trained my ears to like catch or like know if an IM sounds. I know it's not ideal. I mean, you should listen to IMs more than that, but at least like I could tell if an IM sounds okay or great or bad in the first minute. Yeah. Do 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 do. But hey, I mean, it could be different for you. Why is a lot of people are liking the Zigot Lush? Let's see here.
This is the new Lush, and Zgat might have just made a better version of the Explorer. Basically, the Lush is a cleaner, more airy, and technical Ford
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Explorer with more open vocals. The overall sound is balanced, well-rounded, full, smooth, with a slight airiness to the sound. The vocal presentation is more laid back and relaxed in the mix. It has a slightly thicker no-way to the male vocals, and the overall presentation is smooth and quote-unquote lush, like the name suggests. Now, personally, I recommend the Lush for higher volume listening like the Explorer because it's a bit too laid back and border.
It's probably similar to, let's see. I think the Lush is similar to DX1. Let's see. Paul's graph. That's pretty flat, man. Oh, okay. Paul's got. Yeah, probably the bass. Huh, interesting. Z gets the new KZ. There. I don't even know. Like, how can you guys choose though? I feel like IMs are just becoming a reviewer's thing. Well, of course, the reviewers are helping out you, helping you decide which to buy and yeah. Yeah, the best thing is really just to educate yourself on how IM graphs, you know. But yeah, I guess that's it for today. I'm probably gonna post my review on the Defiant late this week. So yeah. Right. So keep posted on my videos. I'll probably upload my Distant Mountain and Wind review today. After that, the SA500 dongle, and then I'm gonna make a video of the Let's Sure DX1 and what's the other one? What's this? The Spa Silver Angel. This one sounds good, but $400, man, it's $400. It is not cheap. I can buy like a mid-range DAP for that. I can buy a phone. But hey, like if you got the cash, you like the tonality, why not, right? Anyhow, thank you so much for, being here, for you guys watching. Nothing much going on really recently. Yeah. Stay cool. Have a great day. Bye.